Big old beautiful North Point here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan today. A balmy 8 degrees. We're having a heat wave. I'll take it. That's about a 15-degree shift upwards from yesterday, so I'm not going to complain. I am not the type to look a gift horse in the mouth. What does that mean, by the way? Someone on the internet, you know, I could probably Google it, but I don't care that much. But I'm sure someone on the internet knows what look a gift horse in the mouth means. This is easily the best North Point Jayco has produced. And I don't mean floor plan, I mean generation. They have got their equipment package, they've got their build quality and everything in line. These guys are getting it done very, very well. And we've been, I mean, before it was North Point, when it was Eagle Premier, and when it was Eagle before that, I mean, we've been a Jayco dealer for many years. I say with confidence, this is the best North Point out there. Best looking, best equipped, best value. Now, value is a tricky, subjective thing. So if you'd like to see if we have it in stock and available, including checking pricing and whatnot, you can visit that link in the video description that says check for price and availability. See if we have one in stock, how it's equipped, and what we're asking. And remember, we don't do hidden dealer fees at Haylett RV. We try to put our cards right on the table. They have really done some remarkable stuff in here. A lot of the things that were actually reserved for the Pinnacle have been standardized through the entire Jayco Luxury Fifth Wheel series, which means North Point kind of got some upgrades here and there, and they've got a very consistent exterior package. And I think one of the mistakes people make with a North Point is they say, well, it's less than a Pinnacle, and that's not the case. The marketplace generally ends here. North Point is the top-level fifth wheel produced by most RV manufacturers. And the mistake a lot of people make is like they think that the top-level product from any brand, they must be comparable. Like a lot of people say, well, I'm looking at a Montana and I'm looking at a Jayco Pinnacle. And carrying both brands here, I don't mind because I can give you a very objective comparison, but they don't really compare. Pinnacle is a level above. This compares to more like a Keystone Montana, and you know, this is the product that really goes head-to-head against something like that. Pinnacle's another level above, so it's not that this is less than a Pinnacle, it's that this is a Pinnacle is a North Point Plus. Now, they both have the same core. They both have their 5-star handling package, which gives you your MORryde suspension and pin box for shock dampening for towing. They both have a very large front cargo space here that can hold just a slew of batteries. Now, this is an example of one North Point, not necessarily the North Point that we have in stock. So, you know, again, visit that link in the video description anytime. And unfortunately, due to atmospheric conditions currently, I'm going to have to make some of this a little more limited than I would like to. I'm going to give you a quick mention on the high points here. Like anything in this big product category, it's 0 to 100 degree rated. I'm not worried about that. But Jayco is actually proven tested to go further down than most manufacturers. For instance, at 0 degrees, they are achieving, a little SantaCon dump station there, by the way. They are achieving something like 58 degrees in the underbelly in a 0 degree 24-hour cold camp scenario. With the slides open, that's another thing you got to look at. So Jayco's, they are insulated better, but it's funny, they don't have to advertise false R52R values to achieve a good product. They give you the real deal. Now, Goodyear tires on here. This is a Goodyear Endurance tires. Those are a heads and tails above what you normally find out there at the time of this filming anyway. That's exclusive. Nobody else in towable manufacturing in North America has those out here. That's a huge deal. They have higher sidewall integrities. They can be towed at higher speeds without breaking down the materials. It's a big deal, guys. Part of that 5-star handling package. Now, the all LED lighting package on here is something that amazingly in luxury fifth wheels is still not standard. A lot of brands have LED taillights, but they don't also have LED marker lights like you find here on a North Point. And the marker lights, you know, they're brighter, they're safer, you know, they last much longer, but they're not less expensive. There's a lot of things they've done on this, like from a structural standpoint, that I don't really have time to cover right now, that enhance the value of this. Like you might notice if you go up by the bedroom slide on the outside, you might notice where the bedroom slide ends, they don't have to crack the fiberglass and put a piece of trim on it because Jayco adds more structure to their upper deck. Give us a call if you're curious about that. We're happy to get into it. All of our guys have gone through the same factory training that I've received. We are a local dealer to Jayco and pretty much any major manufacturer. You know, we've been able to actually walk their production lines and get a feel for these things instead of having to only learn what you can see in a brochure. We've been actually able to go through and really dig into these things. Now, they are using the newer upgraded 0G MORryde stable step system right here with those adjustable feet pegs. What that means is that this step can actually be left, say, perpendicular to the ground. You can leave it sticking straight out and it doesn't fall. This is not the one that's going to fall and crush your head and hit your head. And also, check out, they've spent some money, just even on little things like the entry door handle, that big extended entry handle, so that you actually have something to grab onto the entire way up and down the RV. So if you've got like a bum knee or something like that, this is going to be a little bit safer. Now, you've got that big drop frame there. You go from a 12-inch I-beam down to a 10-inch I-beam. Which is pretty normal in a big class like this, but it gives you that monster pass-through storage. In addition to that big front pass-through, they've got all kinds of room here. Now, you notice the double awnings as well, giving you max patio space. So everything on this is designed to be big, better, bold, longer lasting, and that's why this has twice the industry standard warranty. Jayco's warranty is a full 2-year coverage, not a 3-year structural. They have a full 2-year coverage. They cover more things longer. I mean, if an RV doesn't have a 2-year warranty, that means that the refrigerator actually has a longer warranty than the RV itself. And that just seems backwards. So Jayco makes sure that they're built up to a higher standard. And we see more of that as we go inside. And it's not just equipment updates that they've done. It's, I mean, the entire cosmetic package of not just Northpoint, but the entire Jayco luxury fifth wheel lineup is just heads and tails above what they were putting out last year. They have gotten super serious about this product. You know, every product Jayco makes now has a really good, strong, independent identity. And, you know, there's, I mean, if you know Jayco well, you know that there's actually a lot in common between this and an Eagle. But they don't look, they don't feel remotely similar, even though they're actually very similar. This is just, in a way you could say Big Eagle, but you know, this absolutely stands on its own merits, and they have made the best Northpoint they've done in the past. We're going to start from the top. We got our double vaulted ceiling with the Jayco Magnum Truss XL6 roof system. What that means is this has the strongest roofing in towable RVs. It is rated to hold more weight than anything else out there. There's no one else who has done testing and proven a roof that can hold more weight than this. I don't think there's anyone who's even done any testing and, to prove there's someone else that builds a roof that is even equivalent to this. Now, some people say it's overbuilt, but when you live in the Midwest like we do, where you can get huge snow loads falling on top of an RV, it makes a big difference because it helps keep everything structurally intact. Plus, when you're rolling down the road, this thing is a rolling earthquake, ladies and gentlemen. It does make a big difference there. Now, we do have a whisper quiet ducted AC system. Jayco's Helix ducting actually has improved airflow as compared to traditional ducting systems. That's a big trifold sleeper sofa in the back, and it's a big 3-section sleeper, which means that it is a little bit wider. So if you do have adult guests with you, you're going to be fine. I want to take a little time to note the little things they've done here. Like every window opens for airflow. That's an easily missed thing. Every window is pretty much as big as it can possibly be. The windows are also fully framed out. And I think it's just, it gives it, it's got a very deliberate aesthetic to it. Nothing in here is accidental. Theater seat directly across from the entertainment center. And notice how all these windows are on the door side of the RV. You always are looking at your site instead of looking at the neighbor's campsite behind or beside you. Now, of course, you do have a few side windows and that big rear window, but it's not your main visible space. Little extra stuff like this are things Jayco likes to do. They include these nice little storage footrest ottomans. But, I mean, it's just a nice little comfy jump seat, if you will. Think of losing battery power. Power, heated massage, recliner here. Now, you do need 110 power. 12 volts not going to take care of that. Your dining setup here, very diesel pusher in nature, where you've got the 2 permanent chairs, 2 fold-away chairs that can either hide under the bed or in the front closet, and that little flip-up, I don't know, desktop. Desktop sounds like something you'd say in computers, but it makes sense here. They've also really nailed this island, and they've done a lot of things that are really important here. For instance, I'm a sucker for a breakfast bar. Anytime I see a bar stool, I'm on board. But they made this island huge, and they didn't put the sink in the middle of it. They put the sink on the end, and what that creates is a ton of wide open prep space that a lot of islands lack because the sink's in the middle, and then it creates space below that for plenty of drawers. There's no such thing as too much storage or too many drawers. Now, under that sink, it is wide open. So if you do want to put like just one of those really big waste baskets down there, you can absolutely get away with that in here. There are different refrigerator options. That being said, the 18 cubic foot gas electric like you see here is most definitely our preference at Hoisted RV. There's a lot of reasons for that. In short, it's made to go, it can be bounced down the road without breaking. Electric refrigerators have a not awful, but not satisfactory service record when it comes to being mobile. Also, in the event of power loss, gas electric will automatically kick over and you won't lose anything. Giant residential sized microwave above a very residential style stovetop. That's a sealed sealed burner stovetop. So that you don't have to like lift up a bunch of grates and stuff to get down there and clean it. Again, more drawer space even below the oven. They didn't waste anything, but this pantry here is exceptionally well executed. So up top, you're like, yeah, whatever, I've seen pantries before, but then you get about halfway down and you start to see the thought process that went into this, where they have a dedicated appliance shelf with all these extra drawers in the pantry below. Having that appliance shelf and everything right there, that is the Jayco difference. That's the difference between someone who can just build an RV and someone who can build an RV that you're going to want to stay in. Something that you're going to use for an extended time. They round out everything with a nice little hutch over here. On the side of that hutch up top, there's also, again, little more deliberate things. Like they put this little cord on here just to make sure that that door doesn't fling open and smash the front of the refrigerator. It's just the extra little details that they put in at Jayco that make the difference. By the way, these are residential soft close drawers now. That's something I should have mentioned also. Control panels I was talking about. You've got several different types of control methodology here. So you've got all of your normal manual switches and a centralized control panel right here. Pardon my breath if it's come through. I mean, it's sub 10 degrees right now, but again, that's warmer than yesterday, so I'm not complaining. But then we've also got this digital control pad down here. Now, you can get a free app on your phone, and you can Bluetooth to that thing, and pretty much any major system on this, like the leveling, the slides, the awnings, a lot of the lights, you can manipulate that stuff right from your phone. But you always have this pad here, and you always have manual switches to override. There's nothing on that touchpad that you can't do with another switch somewhere else in the coach. Again, I apologize, it's a little dark in here. My batteries are going south on me a touch. But we're going to make it through. So, and I've seen a lot of luxury RVs where they have beautiful solid surface counters in the living room and in the kitchen. That's great. Then you get to the bathroom and you're back to a cheaper T-mold. That's not the case. This is called thermal foil. It's a pressed resin membrane that's waterproof, which is why they can still undermount a stainless sink right there. Now, something that we've seen in the Eagle series for a few years now is the backlit morning mirror, and I am really excited to see that transitioning through the rest of the Jayco lineup, at least in their fifth wheels, that is. In the morning, if you want to get, or even at night, if you want to get in here at night and use the bathroom without blinding yourself, it's perfect. Seamless, self-reinforced fiberglass shower. If you've seen my videos in the past, you know I have literally jumped up and down in them without issue. It does not harm it whatsoever. And again, the little Jayco differences here, like this has become a very standardized bathroom in luxury fifth wheels. You have the big linen closet next to the walk-in shower, but Jayco always goes, ooh, my gloves are hooking on something. They always go a step above. They include the extra little things over here, like this extra cabinet. Now, it's tall enough that even a tall guy like me, you're not going to have to duck under it. You're not going to hit your head under it or on it when you're in the bathroom. But it's extra. It's just more. They also have a true pocket door. A lot of times we call sliding doors in this business pocket doors for simplicity's sake, but that's a true pocket door. It does recess into the wall, and it actually self-locks itself, but just for safety's sake, because you're going to bounce down the road, they put an extra manual latch on that as well, just to make sure it stays closed. Not that we ever had a problem with that in the past. True king bed, and one of the things I want to do is leave this bed flipped up so you could look under here, because full storage under the bed like this, that is an area, pardon the shoddy camera work for a second, that is an area that some brands have missed in the past, and you can see that Jayco has not. Now, that whole front wall, it looks even better when I leave both doors closed, but I wanted to point out the stackable washer-dryer prep over there. That full mirrored wall with that cool trim on the door and everything, I don't know what it is about it. It's not over the top, but it's got a little bit of like a Eastern theme to it. There's a little bit of an Oriental sort of aspect to it in the design. I don't know, maybe it's got good feng shui or something. I don't know what it is. I know that I like it. That's what I know. Now up here, this will include a bedroom TV. We generally have our TVs shipped loose whenever we can from Jayco, so that they can be stored and cataloged, and you can be the first person to touch them and take them home, other than our techs who are going to quality inspect things, of course. You know, very traditional bedroom arrangement. There's nothing necessarily earth-shattering about this layout. It's just that it's been executed so well. You know, the second air conditioner in here, just giving you max cooling power, full walk-in height. The double length warranty, the extra structure they put upstairs, the extra insulative methods they've put in this. Like, it's 20 degrees warmer in here without the heat on as compared to ambient temperature outside. I can't say that for the rest of the RV industry. There's other products here at our own dealership that don't perform at that level, but this one certainly does. There's a lot more to learn about this, guys. I gave this a glossary flyover. If you'd like to learn more, give us a call. 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Hopefully you're staying warmer than I am.